Are glad to see you're doing well, darling. We're on our 5 day marathon talking about salon ownership. And so on yesterday, I asked the question to salon owners, do you find it difficult to get renters and staff? And so I had several people to comment, and they were some of the things that I've seen and heard before, but I wanted to talk about it on today. Hey, Brandy, darling, how are you? Floyd Kenyatta, how are you? My mentor speaks highly of you, Carolyn Marshall Covington. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me on the broadcast this morning. So, we're talking about renters and staff for those of you who are salon owners. So, I had quite a few people to respond to the question that I asked on Facebook, like, do you find that it's hard to get renters and staff? And I want us to have a conversation about it, because there are some things that I notice in the industry. I've been in the industry now for about 24 years as a licensed cosmetologist. I did apprenticeship first. Hey, Angie girl, how are you? And so I've seen so many different cycles of the industry. And Floyd is actually on our broadcast, so he has seen a lot more than I have, I'm sure. But there are some principle things, right? And when I say principles are things that work. It doesn't matter who does it, or what they. It just doesn't matter who does it. Principles just work. So there are some principle things that we can do in the industry to, maintain our abundance and our flow. But there are some strategies, because it's 2018, that we can no longer use that we used in, say, 2005. It's just not going down like that anymore. So I'm going to do a quick introduction, ask you guys to do me a favor while we're on the broadcast. Tap the screen for heart. Show me a little love this morning. If I say something that gives you an aha moment, a transformational moment. And also, if you could share this out. There are many salon owners in our industry who really need to hear this message on this morning. I feel that as we, when one salon owner gets stronger, it actually builds the industry itself, right? It builds the industry itself. Hey, Susie, how are you? Thank you for joining this morning. And so if you guys could, there's a share button on Facebook. It says share. You can press it. On YouTube, I don't know. I'm like new to the YouTube live. I just jumped out there and said, I'm going to start going live on YouTube. I had an amazing following that I did not maximize on from years ago, over 35,000 hits on a video. And I'd love to reconnect with many of those people. I did notice some people adding on to my YouTube page, so that's great. Tiffany Wilson, good morning. Wilson, that's my maiden name. How are you? And on Instagram, you can actually press the little airplane symbol and it allows you to share out. To what capacity, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if it lets you get all of your followers or a select few, but if you know someone personally even that you can tag in this video, do that. If you would like to connect with me in any other way than when I come on live, you can always do that at renewfullcircle.com. I'm Tanya Wilson Cherry, beauty business consultant and certified life coach. I have a 20 plus year background in the most amazing industry on the planet, guys. You guys are in like a superpower. Those of you who are in the industry, it's a dynamic field. It's a powerful field. Almost everyone from the age of 2 on up visits a barbershop or a salon in our Western culture. Do you guys know and understand the power in that? Because there's power in people. So you guys are in an absolutely amazing industry. And over time, things are going to change. Somebody put that in the comments for me this morning. Things are going to change. And so we can do one or two things, right? And see, things are either growing or they're dying. It's not really any in between, guys, right? And we may feel like we're sitting at a standstill if we aren't growing, but in actuality, it's like a slow death. And so what you have to realize is that although there are principles and things that we can do that will last us 100 years. Hey, Tanya, dear. Hey, Sojo, good morning. There are some new and relevant things that if we're going to stay in the game, if we're going to get the coin, we just got to get on board with it. Y'all tap the screen if you understand what I'm saying. So first of all, I was doing my introduction, 20 plus year in the industry, 10 years as a former salon owner. I now help salon owners just like yourself build amazing businesses, attract great staff, define who their ideal customer is, which is so important because many of you, some of the struggles that you are facing is because it's time to get a new ideal customer. Y'all don't hear me. It could very well be time to get a new ideal staff member and a new ideal customer. But we're going to talk about all those things on this morning. And I also help hairstylists and salon owners to overcome any limiting beliefs that keep them from actually going to the next level. And so limiting beliefs are sometimes things that happen over time because we kind of get comfortable and we do the same things. And so what's actually limiting us sometimes is how we think about it. But anyway, let me talk about some of the things, the responses that some of the salon owners said. And I want to say first and foremost that everything I saw is true. Everything that I saw, the salon owners commenting about, the pretty experience. Good morning, darling. How are you? Marshallin, is that Dozier? Rose, good morning, darling. How are you? And so I do feel that all of these situations are occurring in our industry. So I'm going to read you guys some of the responses from some of the salon owners and what they're experiencing with attempting to, recruit new staff or new renters or even retain them. So this is their heart and what they're experiencing. So one young lady says renters don't care about free booth rent or even low booth rent. Renters don't care about free booth rent or even low booth rent, right? And so I want to touch on that. I'm good, darling. Thank you. Thank you, Rose. And so I want to touch on that because it's no different from, you guys know, if you follow me for any number of broadcasts, I talk about pricing, right? Because if you're not making coin, you can't stay in business, right? And so a lot of times, the same way we're thinking about pricing our services, it rolls over into how we think about pricing, our booth rent. So I saw a fellow industry professional who can't even take anybody else on Facebook. They maxed out, right? Who was offering like free booth rent or low, booth rent. This is my thing about this. When you offer someone free booth rent, you never fully get an opportunity to see if they're going to be able to pay you later. Somebody tap the screen. Somebody tap the screen. And you want to make sure you're getting people who not only qualify just to walk in the door that one time, but you want people who are going to be able to be there for the long haul. I don't see anybody tapping the screen. Y'all don't hear me. And so the concept of offering, now I know the salon suites are running some deals sometimes where they offer, free booth rent and things of that nature. But you guys got to understand the working capital that they have as well, the marketing power, the money that they have that lets them be able to afford that, and the type of contracts. It's just a whole nother ball game, right? And so also I find that if you're, thinking that, maybe if Marshall says tapping, yes, you guys can tap the screen for hearts or likes. When I say tap on the screen, that's what I mean. So I appreciate that. So you got to know that you got to think about what, and I'm going to try to, I love Facebook's comments because I could go back and forth and slide up and respond after speaking. So this person also says they don't want to adjust to rules of no children, no extra people, and just hanging out, right? They're saying that many of the today's renters don't want to adjust to those rules. And so I say, This is, I'm gonna give you guys a little secret, right? So this is one of the things I do with my clients. I will actually be going into great detail about this at my Maximize Live event on this Sunday. It's actually in Greenville, North Carolina, for salon owners. So one little secret from the class. One of the things you guys have to do is sit down, and many of us, we don't like to write because we so creative children, right? Y'all know we creative, and everything we want to do is spontaneous, and we need to feel the vibe and all of those things, and that's great. I think that has its place when we're styling hair or thinking of concepts, right? But there are some things you're gonna have to write down. Can somebody put that in the comments? There are some things you're going to have to write out, and you're gonna have to plan. And because people know that they have options now, because renters and licensed professionals know that they have options now, they also get to pick and choose what they want and don't want in a salon setting or salon atmosphere. Trisha, good morning. How are you? Thank you for joining. So one of the things I'm going to go in great detail about at Maximize Live is having my participants to really write out who that ideal renter is, right? Now, this is going to require you guys, this is why I talk about mindset all the time, guys. This is why I talk about it all the time, because we can have policies, we can have things written out, but until we are able to align our mindset where we can actually follow through on the things that we're walking, we're writing down, it won't change. And so I want you guys to write down who is that ideal renter for you, right? And then don't be willing to settle. And so then the next thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do some different things other than what you're currently doing, right? Okay, I'll give you a call, Floyd. Sounds great. Other than what you're currently doing, you're going to have to do some different things, right? Because times have changed, because renters do know they have options now, you have to do some different things. Hey, Crystal Babe, how are you? Thank you for joining. So the second thing that a salon owner said, now I agree, guys, there are people who they don't care about the free rent, they don't care about the cheap rent, they don't want to adjust to rules. I agree. That is the case with a lot of the new industry stylists. We're going to talk about it, right? We're going to talk about how to overcome and combat some of these things that you're seeing as it relates to your renters or staff coming in your business. So second response was, and these are heartfelt messages from salon owners. Tanya, you are always on the ball. I appreciate you so much, dear. Thank you for sharing the broadcast out. And not just that, but anyway, I appreciate you. And all of you who share and like and comment, I thank all of you. And I did that because Tanya is just like always sharing, and I just appreciate her, because none of you have to share, none of you have to join my broadcast, none of you have to like, or click any of that. And so I'm just so grateful. And I also believe that when people do exceptional things, we should acknowledge them, right? I believe when people do exceptional things, we should acknowledge them. So another thing they said was, I can't find anyone to work with good work ethics. I can't find anyone to work who has good work ethics. This is another thing. This is where writing comes into play, guys, right? This is where writing comes into play, because a lot of times people don't know what you consider good work ethics. I'm going to say that one more time. Not everybody knows what you consider good work ethics. And so our responsibility as salon owners, is to get even more clear on our expectations. You guys tap the screen. Y'all don't hear me. You have to get even more clear. And so are you having the conversations with people, or are you just assuming that they should know what good work ethic is? Because guys, if you think about this, let's think about this, and I'm skipping to I'm moving around from where I really wanted to go, but it's ideal for what I'm saying now. Many people in the new generation have not been mentored. Many people in coming up stylists, they have not been mentored. They are gaining their mentorship from people they see online, right? And I know I'm online, but I'm good ground children, right? And I was offline doing it before I came online. But regardless, they're seeing people online. Now, imagine you're new in an industry, right? And you see someone and they have thousands of followers and they can't even take any more friend requests. And then you see them doing $50 bobs. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go all the way there. Or you see them doing $99 bobs with hair included. And you're new in the industry, right? This would make me think that this is what I am supposed to do as well. But what is actually transpiring, what many of them are seeing, is instead of seeing people that can actually mentor them and allow them to maximize their career, they're seeing people hustle. I said it. They are seeing people hustle. And until the hustle mentality is taken away from this career that we have, you will always have renters coming to you with the hustle mentality. So that means they're going to want everything quick and fast. Oftentimes they don't know how to price their own services, right? And so they become frustrated. They move from one place to another because online it looks a particular way. And so when we say they don't have good work ethics, we now have a responsibility to be really clear to the people who are coming to join our team or work in our establishment what our idea of work ethic is. And a lot of times, if you establish that prior to bringing them on, the ones who don't have it will run. Y'all don't hear me. The ones who do not have it will run. And so we have a responsibility, guys.